Hello. I thought I'd check in briefly with people and see how they are on a Saturday night and to check out how the motivation is. I know for me, it's a Saturday, and so, at the moment, like I'm doing the live stream challenge, I must be at whatever day 21, something like that. I know that my 30th day is on the 8th of March, and I'm actually enjoying it, and I'm feeling so much more at ease with them that I'm starting to think, right, I need to take this to the next level and start preparing, not just ad-libbing, and even get myself some dot points to talk about, so that I can give more content, I suppose, and share more. But one of the things that I thought today with that is, how do we deal with a lack of motivation? So I'm doing this because I'm committed to doing this. I don't really feel like it, but as soon as I start, I'm much more in the zone and happier to keep going. But what I thought I'd talk about to begin with is just a bit of a story from a friend of mine when I was doing my master's degree, which was in the 90s. It was a long time ago. And Pauline was also doing her master's. She's a psychologist and a social worker. So she was doing her master's at the time. And I just recall her talking about motivation and how she would trick her brain, in a sense, on days when she wasn't feeling motivated, or she wasn't, just didn't have the energy to do something that she decided she wanted to do and had committed to herself to do, which at the time was going swimming at the Australian Institute of Sport in the middle of winter, right, in Canberra. And it's cold, it's not cold like snowing cold, but it's cold. And it's the last thing that you want to do necessarily in the evening. And I just still remember the story because it was such a great example of using some of the techniques that we may, work with our clients with. And it was like, for her, what she'd do is almost sort of trick herself into just deciding that she would, get changed and put her swimmers on. And then once she had them on, well, that's silly if I've got my swimmers on and I'm not going out. So she'd grab a towel, grab a bag, grab her goggles and, whatever, and go and get in the car. And then she'd think, well, it's a bit silly if I'm here and I'm still not going. So she broke it down into these very manageable small steps when, everything in her was sort of screaming out, it's dark, it's cold, I just want to stay home. And she kept doing that until basically, she'd gotten to the AIS, got to the locker room, put everything away, and then completely ready to go in the pool, standing by the edge of the pool. Well, if I don't jump in now, well, what's the point? I may as well go now. I'm here, I've done all of this, and I'm going to look a bit silly, so I may as well. So it's not looking silly in a negative way. It's not hooking into social anxiety, but it was just a way that she got her brain. It's actually a way that she got her body to do to override that thought of, I can't be bothered. And that's the key thing here. So it's a great technique. It's a great way for being able to do that. Oh, like I said yesterday, I need a selfie stick. I think I'm going to have to try to get one tomorrow. My arm is getting sore already. But, that's a great way of being able to do it in terms of using a more cognitive behaviour therapy approach, using more adaptive ways of thinking, and just, challenging some of that thinking that otherwise might override our decisions and lead us to a very different outcome. And of course, the other way of doing it is just, deciding, well, who's driving the bus here? And just simply observing that lack of motivation, observing the desire to stay at home or not go swimming or not live stream because it's a Saturday night, whatever it is. But, not getting hooked up in that, just noticing that thought, noticing that feeling, but not letting it take charge, not letting those thoughts and feelings or sensations, whatever they are, actually dictate what we're doing. So this is coming from a more acceptance and commitment therapy angle. And I always use a combination of both. I am very eclectic in the way that I work. And not that I'm, seeing many clients or anything at the moment. I simply just don't have time. But I always approach it from this way because, what works for one person is not going to work for the other, and the art of what we do in therapy is actually being able to pull in different techniques at different times, I believe, to be able to assist people to get to the outcome that they're really after and their desired goal. And so for me, I'll use and I don't even do this knowingly anymore, but it's just part of it. I just know that I can notice and observe and not get hooked up in that, and just notice the thought that I can't be bothered, or notice the feeling I can't be bothered, or notice the thought I don't want to, but just let it go. Just observe it like a cloud passing by and let it go, so that I actually take effective action that's in line with my values and in line with my commitment here to do the live streams. So in a sense, it's taking committed action. And at the end of the day, that it's those steps that help to get us out of the struggle. It's those steps that move us forward in the direction that we're wanting to go in. So it doesn't matter how loudly my brain screams, I can't be bothered doing this, it's a Saturday night, I don't want to do it. Not that it was screaming that loudly, but it was there. But it shouldn't really matter if we know that we can separate that from that we're not our thoughts, that they're just thoughts that are shooting through our brain, and we don't actually need to listen to them if we don't want to. So anyway, just a little bit of on motivation tonight, a couple of ideas for ways of being able to deal with a lack of motivation, or when we don't really feel like doing something, but we know that for whatever reason it is the right thing to do on that particular day or at that time. And here I've made the commitment to do my 30 days, so I'm doing it. All right, everyone. Have a great Saturday night for those in Australia. Hope you get some downtime and rest, recharge, look after yourselves, and enjoy. And no matter where you are, hope you're doing the same. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye.